Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Combo League podcast. I am your host, Avengers. Alongside me is my partner, Lima.
What's up, guys? It's great to be back for another episode.
Well, we're back. Week 10 is past. We are in week 11 now. As you see, we are on the recap screen with the first games being the Texans, Titans. We're going to go fast. Texans did get a forced loss because the previous Texan owner was gone and we got a new one. It wouldn't be fair to the Titans to lose on a straight sim. But here we go, 49ers and Colts, where I said Blackheart versus Taco. Blackheart has beat Taco earlier in the year when Taco was the Eagles. I said he was going to win again. Winning by 52 to 35. Did you see this happening? I saw it happening. I actually thought it was going to be a lot further
Um,
in score than how close it was.
yeah, I thought it was going to be a little more of a shootout. If you click on it, you look and see the 49ers scored 31 points in the second quarter. So, I mean, that must have been devastating for the Colts. But, yeah, I really thought that the Colts would be able to keep up. I'm pretty sure I said the 49ers were going to win still, but I thought it was going to be a little more in shootout
It
fashion.
looked like the 49ers won off of turnovers with Sam Bradford throwing 6 picks.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at it, the yardage was pretty close both ways, but the Colts did win in total yardage. So
And
yeah,
rushing,
clearly
passing,
Tina was
and
very
first
good.
downs, but it clearly was the turnovers. All right,
Let's see if
let's
it was.
go.
Yeah,
The next,
6 interceptions thrown
yeah,
by Bradford.
Bills versus the Bengals. The Bengals user did leave the league. We said Lehigh was gonna win, but it was just a force. Next is Minnesota versus Green Bay. Debo versus Texans Sooner. Debo was actually on the road last season versus your boy in the championship, being a very close game. So I did see Debo winning versus Texans Sooner because Texans Sooner did just come back
Yeah,
after a
and if
very
you look at the stats, this is a classic Debo game. 338 yards rushing with Latavius Murray,
yeah. His
and
rushing game is
it's
on point. If you can't stop
yeah,
that,
and
you're not stopping him.
he had a pick with Anthony Barr, which one is kind of was a little surprising. But his DBs did have a lot of interceptions too, so he had a lot of good defense that game.
Yeah, everything except for like Eric Kendricks and Daniel Hunter actually having 2 sacks during that game. But Kenny Clark also 2 ends actually getting up with 2 sacks. Latroy Gwynn, Green Bay actually having a sack on himself.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, this was a classic Debo game because like I said, look at the rushing, and then you go over and look at his leading receiver, and it was Kason Booth, a rookie wide receiver with 21 yards. That was his leading receiver.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was definitely a Debo style game.
Game number 5. Our undefeated Super Bowl champ, your boy versus Little Killer. Not gonna go much into this. We saw your boy winning. He's been winning. He doesn't look like he's gonna stop anytime soon. And Little Killer's finally started playing the game a lot more. So next, closer game than I thought it was gonna be with Keon winning versus the Redskins.
Yeah, this was definitely a classic, Cowboys versus Redskins. It almost reminds you of how they really are.
Lions and Bears was a force. Ungwe versus Willie was actually a very good game. Ungwe actually pulling it out and winning in this one.
Yeah,
Overall, he might have a worse season record, but he comes out to play when he needs to. Matt Jones actually rushing. Matt Jones, 35 attempts for 213 yards.
yeah. It's interesting to look at Ungwe's game stats because he was a lot more of a passer than he was a rusher, and now it almost looks like he's switching with this particular game.
But
It's
his rushing
85
game, I have to
attempts.
say, sorry, but 35 rushes. David
Yeah,
Johnson,
but I
12
mean,
rushes,
if you look at
179 yards.
if you look at the average, 6.1 yards per carry is still really good. So
But would David
I
Johnson have
would
had
take that any day.
would David Johnson have a lot more yards if he rushed just the same amount?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that definitely, but he just played a different style. He played a different game. Probably passed the ball
It
more.
was not a passing game. As you see, top receiver had 79
Yeah.
yards, uh, one touchdown. All right, who's next on our list of games of the week? We got King of Boston and Willie P. 30 of 15 Patriots Dolphins. I saw the Patriots winning this one without a problem.
Yeah, that the score is probably what you'd expect. He's won by more than two possessions.
Giants at Chargers. Julio losing another week. MP Tiger Pride coming back actually after a slow start, winning 48-31. I think he's come out a lot more since we've started this, and he's come back to win.
Yeah, he heard us say we thought he was going to lose the very first podcast we did, and ever since then he's been doing really good. He's out to
Uh,
prove us wrong for sure.
Seahawks and Cardinals, they had a lot of problems trying to play their game. Uh, Ultimately became a Seattle Seahawks force win. Atlanta Jets. Atlanta winning on just a straight sim. I don't know how this game would have
No,
gone.
this game was played.
Oh, my bad. It was played. Atlanta coming. Yeah, Atlanta did come through 43-30.
Yeah, this was a close game, really most of the way through. The score wasn't really too much of how this game went. It was a really good game, like really good game.
I think
And
slow it down
kudos to the
was
Falcons.
slow it down actually lost his
Yeah,
undefeated streak, leaving only
yeah,
one
the
player.
Falcons took that away from them.
Your boy's the only one left. Uh, and then your game, which was a straight sim.
Yeah, but the score was interesting though. 49-10 off of a straight sim.
And my game, which actually, if I have to go into detail, it should have been the Browns win. But he did start playing a little sloppy towards the end, and ultimately it came down to me winning. It was raining, so anything could have happened during that whole entire game. All
Yeah,
right,
Madden games in the rain aren't something you look forward to for sure.
the standings. After week 10, what do our standings look like? Your boy is number one with a 9-0 record. Whew, he's just pulling out all the stops to try to get this win.
Yeah, and even with the Jets and the Steelers both losing this week, you see that they're still in the top four. So the top four really hasn't changed.
Nah.
And
Vikings
but
49ers still the same.
yeah, you see
Me
the Vikings and the 49ers with the same record as the number 4 team. So
Red,
really, this could change next week.
Redskins 6-4 at number 7, and then me and you at 6-3, actually moving up to the 8-9 spot, pushing the Browns down, pushing the Bills down, pushing the Patriots down. The Falcons coming up from last week, which I think they're at number 18, coming to number 13. Chargers coming back, 5-4 record, coming up to number 14. Giants still at number 15 because of the losses they're taking. Chiefs, Seahawks, Raiders, Titans, Colts, all falling.
Yeah, I want to hit sword on a streak button and see. Let's check out what type of streaks we have here. Obviously, with the best streak, you're going to have the Panthers at 9-0 with a 9-game win streak.
You're actually with a
Mm,
5-game win streak right now, coming in at number 2 on
Yeah,
streaks.
yeah. I started off the
49ers,
season 1-3, so
I'm at the same place as the Vikings with a 3-game win streak. Patriots 2, Chargers 2, and then everybody else coming back with a 1. Let's go into the who's running the leagues now with the wins. As you can see, the Steelers are still at the top of the AFC North with a 7-2 record, putting us that much closer. Only 1 game behind me and
yeah.
the
And
Browns.
The Steelers have to play both you and the Browns still. So
I
they've
don't. We've
only
already
played
played
them.
both our games.
Oh, you played three, you did.
The first game coming really down to the wire. Him winning
Yeah.
by 1 point. The
So
second game I played atrociously, coming down to just a straight loss. But I still play the Browns in one more game, so it could keep me alive. I still have to play the Bengals twice later in the season.
So
But
really, what you can look at is,
The Steelers still have to play Browns, and he
yeah,
lost the first game.
yeah. So for you, you'd want the Browns to win in this game, and then when you play the Browns the second time, you'd want to beat him again.
Yeah. AFC South, you actually still leading. Titans actually moving above the Colts. Both at 4-5. You actually are 2 games ahead.
Yeah, I do have a divisional game this week against the Colts, so I could either have a good cushion after this week, or it could be that much closer.
Uh, Next up, we have the AFC East. Jets still leading, still only on a 2 game, only 2 games ahead. Uh, Patriots and Bills still keeping up 6-3 records. Anything can happen in the AFC East, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
AFC West, Chargers and Chiefs being the exact same with a 5-4 record. Raiders only 1 game behind them. Oof, Chiefs and Chargers pulling out all the stops to trying to become the top, right?
Yeah, this is still really anybody's division.
NFC North, Vikings. Whew, Vikings are just leading that 7-2. Really,
Yeah, I
it's a
don't
four
see anybody
game.
coming back in this
He's got
division.
a 4 game cushion. NFC South still led by the number 1 Panthers, 9-0 on also a 4 game cushion. And I don't see the Falcons coming in and taking over. I don't see them winning all their
Yeah.
games and him losing a lot of games. NFC
Yeah, I
East,
think the Falcons are still worthy of a wild card spot, but I don't see them coming back to capture the division.
NFC East, man. Cowboys 8-1. Looks like a 2.5 game lead over the Giants and Redskins. NFC West,
And
what do we got? We got only a 2 game cushion for the 49ers with the Seahawks at 5-4 and them at 7-2. Do you think the NFC West is still anybody's game between the 49ers and Seahawks?
um, you know, I think the 49ers are really still going to get this, but yeah, it's anybody's game for sure.
All right. And what's our goal for this week? Let's see what Week 11 has to show for everybody in this league. Oh, first game is the Jets and the Bucks. Hands down the Jets. The Bucks have been on a really decline, and I have to give this to the Jets.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, and I think the Jets, coming off of a loss last week, is going to come out and try and prove that he's still worthy of the being the best team in the league. So he's going to try and show that, bouncing back from that loss.
When next we got MT Tiger Pride and Lehigh's Chargers versus Bills. Now this is a game I don't know who I can choose with Lehigh being so good, losing a few games
Yeah,
here and there, but MP
this
Tiger
could
Pride
really
coming back.
this could really go either way, honestly. And I think that you got to give the slight edge to the Bills, just because he's more of an all around team. Whereas like the Chargers, he's got a lot of firepower on offense, but could improve a little on the defensive side. So I think just because of the defense advantage, I'm going to give this one to the Bills.
I don't know. I have to give this one to the Chargers, even though he's got some work to work on defense. He does, like you said, have that firepower with running back Melvin Gordon and Keenan Allen as a wide receiver. I have to give this because he comes out swinging and no one's stopping him on that offensive side. All right, Broncos and Patriots. Broncos actually won last season against the Patriots, but do you think, because of the Broncos' record, do you think the Patriots have a one-up on this one?
Um, I think if the Broncos are able to run with the success that he did last week, I think that he can take this game. But it's just going to come down to playing smart football. He's got to, um, not give away the football, and like I said, just play smart. But yeah, I do see this one being a close game, and I do see Ungwe pulling the upset out in this one.
Even though Ungwe did beat King of Boston last season, I think King of Boston has come out swinging this season, trying to prove to go back to the playoffs again. So I think he's going to come out swinging, trying to redeem himself against Ungwe and get another win on this season. Steelers at Titans, hands down the Steelers. Great offense, great
Yeah.
defense. Titans really having trouble right now.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. This one's going to be the Steelers.
Falcons at Cowboys though.
Cowboys. Ooh.
Falcon, young sniper coming back from just at school, not being able to play, but he's got the defense still. But Keon trying not to lose another game, trying to have just a one loss on the season. I'd have to go with Keon on this one, the Cowboys. Not just because they're my favorite team, but he has been winning justice, so he doesn't take another loss.
Yeah. I I'm gonna have to give this one to the Falcons, and it's gonna be another close game for sure. But I think, he was unable to play the first chunk of the season. His record was pretty bad, and I think he's upset about that. He's trying to come out and prove that he's a really good player, and you gotta ignore his record on this one. I really think that he gets the job done.
See, I want to keep saying Keon, but yeah, but the Falcons do have Ezekiel Elliott as their running back, and sorry, the Cowboys don't have the greatest defense even after one season draft. I don't know. I might go back and forth. I want to just see who wins this. On this week, I don't think I'm gonna choose a team for this game. I think it's just gonna be whoever wins wins. I think it's gonna be a really good game either way.
Yeah, it'll be a really fun game to watch.
Lions at Vikings. Gotta go Debo. Vikings coming out with that defense
Yeah,
and that
hands
run
down.
game, and I don't think the Lions have the defense to stop the run.
Yeah, and I really don't think they have the offense to put up points against Tebow either. That's hands down Vikings.
Dolphins at Saints. One's our
Ooh,
friend. One's our. Both have really bad records this season. But who do you think is going to come out and play better?
I think I think the Saints are going to come out and get the dub in this one. He's gotten upset a few times this season, but I really think that he still has the team to win games. He's improving a lot in franchise games. I think he comes out there and makes a statement in this game.
I have to say that too. I think the Saints. I did trade with the Saints and gave him some players that boosted up that D line and gave him a potential linebacker. So I think he can come out and play really well on this game. You against the Colts, rivalry game, division. You're coming out to try to get another cushion win, and he's trying to push you down and trying to take your spot. I'd have to
Yeah,
give this to you, just because of your team. Just not just because of the team, but you're a great user. Atago, I think, is gonna try to come out and really hurt you. It's gonna be a really close game either way.
yeah. I don't like I just like last week. I don't want to get too much into this game because it is a divisional game, so I don't want to give up what I want to do or anything like that. But we've played each other before. I kind of I know what he does, and I think he knows a little bit of what I do. So I think this is going to be a good game, and I do think that it's going to be kind of a high-ish scoring game. I don't think defense is going to be the main factor in this one.
Next is my game versus the Bears. I'm coming back after coming in late last season on a terrible record, and I've been doing well. I'm trying to get these W's. So I think I've got to say I'm like you said, not going too much into this game, but my plan is to come out and try to make as little mistakes as possible, limit the turnovers, and limit the fourth down punts.
Well, I got to give this one to you. I think you are going to come out there and play smart, and you're above average on both sides of the ball, so I think you've got the upper hand over the Bears.
Seahawks at Niners though. This is a game. Niners 7-2. Seahawks at 5-4. Seahawks really falling down since the start of the season. 49ers just keep getting better and better. I have to give
And
this one. I have to give this one to the Niners. I just because of how he plays and him coming out with these W's.
this is gonna be a really good game, I think, because being 2 games back, and I'm not sure if this is the first or second time they played each other, but I think the Seahawks are gonna be like really motivated to win this game because they kind of have to, because they can't afford to fall 3 games back and lose the game, so they don't lose the tiebreaker essentially. So he's gonna be really motivated to get this one done, and I really think he is gonna win this game. But
Right.
but he'll still be a game back, and I'll still give the 49ers plenty of time to build their cushion for the playoffs.
Raiders at Chiefs. I think it was what was it, week 8 that the Chiefs and Raiders did play, and the Raiders won by 5 points. Do you think the Raiders are just gonna come in and try to take the W, keep ahead of the Raiders, and not fall behind the Chargers?
Um, I see the Chiefs winning this game. I think he's gonna come back, try and get his revenge, and I think he's gonna succeed.
He's gonna. I know he's. I think he's been working on his run defense, and the Raiders love to run the ball. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna have to give this one to the Chiefs because I don't know. I've been a fan of the Chiefs this season, of him coming back on wins that you wouldn't think he won, but we'll see. Bengals and Texans. New Bengals user, new Texans user, both with uh, seemingly bad records. Uh, who are you giving this one to? I've never either of them, but what team?
Well, I actually have seen both of them play in the past. Um, I I think the Bengals are going to win this game because from what I saw in the past, he did have a really good defense. So and defense really wins games essentially if you play really good on defense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this one to the Bengals.
We got Rams at Cardinals. Kate Cousin knowledge. Kate Cousin coming in as the new user for the Rams. Really bad record. The Arizona Cardinals seemingly tanking this season for a good draft pick. Who do you think is going to pull this one out? I've seen Kate Cousin
I think,
play, uh,
yeah,
and he's been pretty well, even with a little of kind of average team. So I see him coming through.
yeah, I think he's going to win this game for sure. I think the Cardinals is going to put up a fight, but I do think this one's going to go to the Rams.
And I'm sorry to say, the next game is the most obvious game, being the Carolina Panthers and the Eagles. Panthers pulling this one out. I'm sorry, Eagles are 2-6. He's 9-0.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, but I just want to say anything could happen, but I still agree with the Panthers winning this one.
Packers at Browns. Maltlow been
Ooh.
playing really hard, but can Texans Sooner make it an easy game for him, or is he gonna make it a really hard game by putting up a fight?
I actually think this could be a really interesting game because Texans Sooner did play Debo last week and he did lose pretty bad. But I think he could bounce back from that and put up a fight in this one. But I still do see it going to the Browns. But I think it's going to be a close game, possibly coming down to a field goal.
I think it's gonna be a close game, but if I'm sorry, I see it going to the Browns. But if the Packers can figure out his defense and offense, I think he can come out with the win in this week.
All right, and we'll get into the Redskins and Giants next week because as you
Well,
see, they
all
already
right,
played.
hang on. If just ignore the score. If you were going into this game, who did you see winning it? Like if we ignore the score, seeing how they've been playing
I
this season.
I honestly probably would have chose the Redskins just because the Giants came off of a few poor performances, and the Redskins has been playing pretty nice football, honestly, with a few tough losses. But I honestly probably would have said the Redskins were going to win this game.
Yep, I did too. All right. One last thing before we go, we're gonna go into not the stats, but we're gonna go into weekly awards for week 10. We're gonna start doing these weekly awards just to show you who did the best with what player. Boom. Who's going for week number 10? NFC offensive player was Murray, of course. 20 carries, 338 yards. at 16.9 rush average and 4 rushing touchdowns. Deion Jones, Falcons, playing like a beast, 4 tackles, 4 interceptions. I saw that coming. Uh, he's been playing really good for the Falcons. Falcons really trying to come back with coming in with Deion Jones. AFC offensive, Matt Jones, halfback uh, for the Broncos. 35 carries, 213 rushing yards, 6.1 rush average, 2 touchdowns, 1 fumble, 1 recovery, or 1 reception, 7 reception yards, 7.0 reception average, and 1 reception touchdown. And
And you actually got a player of the week this week.
AFC defense. And here's the funny thing about Tony Jefferson actually winning this. He was not actually playing strong safety for me. He wasn't playing at all until my strong safety that I put in actually got hurt after me hit sticking one of the Browns players, or his running back. His running back didn't fumble or get hurt, but Southward got hurt. Tony Jefferson came in, 4 tackles, and then just intercepted the ball 3 times, giving me the win just on that.
Yeah. Well, looking at all 4 of these performances, I think the thing that really sticks out is the huge performance by Latavius Murray.
Oh,
If you look,
definitely.
he's got 16.9 average, which means it looks like he's finding the money plays, and it looks like he knows exactly what plays to run.
Hmm.
So I mean, yeah, you got to give that to Latavius Murray, and good job with Debo using him really well.
Good job for a young sniper in the Falcons with that 4 interceptions. And I don't know about Matt Jones being the player of the week, but he did still have a good performance, even getting past the carries and average. Still had 213 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a receiving touchdown.
But
I
like
think
I
he
said earlier, the 6.1 rush average is not bad. I think
no,
anybody would take that
yeah,
in an
because that gives you a
NFL
first
game.
down in 2 plays. That's a first down in 2 plays. So good job to
Yeah.
everybody who won the award. Good job to everybody who won their game. And hope y'all have a good time coming out and winning in Week 11. We're getting close, guys. It's almost the end of the season. After this, there's only 6 games left.
Yeah, I
It
can't wait for postseason again. It's the best. It's really the best time in a franchise because you get everybody streaming their games. You get a lot of people in the league wanting to watch, and it really brings out excitement and competition.
As always, if y'all do have any ideas y'all want to see in these podcasts, leave a comment below. If you like the video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Uh, we did lose a subscriber. It breaks my heart, but we're still gonna keep doing these. We're gonna still bring y'all all this fun. And as always, signing out. I am your host, Avengers.
And I am your other host, Lima, and we will see you next week.